very tough week. We didn't have a lot of guys are out, and it's very hard because when a lot of guys are out, just everyone who does come feels like they schlepped out, and it doesn't have the same connect. It's not the same vibe.
Was there Marv last night?
There was Marv. You almost.
We had to wait because we left.
1 second. It's
No,
not.
I left. There were 8 people. It was 7 people.
No, then two people.
Well, everyone relax. I'm joking. I'm so the bar. It's not the same feeling of steiging. And then the duns, like, I used to feel my phone throughout the day. It's been a little schwach lately. I don't have WhatsApp, so my phone, if it's not the dun, it's very little. It's like another Rebbe, this guy didn't come, whatever. So, I'm hoping some nachats,
I think we should start to move this year closer to like Hamasechta, between Hamasechta. Usually, still start coming. This poor
No, the Hamasechta guys are not the problem. The Hamasechta guys are coming. The guys across the street aren't coming. What do say?
Maybe we can have something.
Victoria, it's a bunch of moms. That's
The
why.
Hamasechta, I'm driving every night. And Mo never gets sick. Mo's
He said
sick.
he's coming tonight. He wrote.
He just wrote to me before that he's sick. He had strep. He's been with fever.
I need to all catch it.
We need doctor notes to really.
Yes, I think soon, Baruch. At this rate, Rabbi
Be so
Sai.
careful with going with COVID now. It's crazy.
COVID.
So hold on, Rabbi Sai. 1 minute.
I offended this person. Call me to get
Sure,
COVID.
this is an
Sorry.
emergency session.
This is for the kids. I'll tell you the story after. Remind me.
So Rabbi Sai, just 1 second. Hold on. And Ramir's going to be mechazik the phone.
I'm gonna smack Mary on the head with my phone.
Policy. But Rabbi Sai, I'm asking the Olam tonight. I really held that it was
I'm selling a
kedai.
deal. Next time, by the way. Please tell me. Let freedom know.
So Rabbi Sai.
Commissions after.
So it's been a little bit of a tough week. Like, we don't see the same faces every night. It's like we alternate.
I know,
So-
you bored of me already? I'll go back there, Joe.
So Rabbi Sai.
Come, the Yafi Kala.
So
Go.
1 second.
I'm trying to
Everybody
get
relax.
Morty might send my whole team.
Everybody relax. Rabbi Say, so, and another thing, what happens is that you get lost in the clarity. The Gemara does not have the same oomph. You realize that the pieces, it doesn't flow well. It doesn't flow well, and therefore, I'm asking everybody that just to make
Thank you.
everybody just to make a general chizik in the duns. You have to know that. Oh, thank you so much. Oh, that's fine. Yeah. Just because in every way our chabura has so much vibrancy and so much geschmack, and we have a rough patch. I don't want it to slow us down much. It shouldn't slow us down. We should get right back into it. So.
The people are away. That's good.
I'm getting a rough patch because people are away.
Yeah.
CB's out.
Yeah.
Where's Stevie?
Yeah. So I'm saying he's in Chicago.
What the heck is in Chicago?
Okay. Okay. So by say we might not go far today. But we might not go far today, but I want to at least summarize it to get somewhere. Maybe if we can just get a chazara in it, we could die.
That's what it's not only the Chazal.
I'm learning it the first time.
Can we have a little bit of Ian Shir? Can I give Ian Shir tonight?
Put on your phone in here.
I'll give the Ian Shir.
Says the Gemara, Rabbi Sai. The Gemara's a 4-line, Rabbi Sai. I want to start from the top line of the page, and top line of the page will help us lock it in. Top line of the page. My lav zman. We had a Gemara on Omer Aleph and Mem Zayin Omer Aleph that says that Rabbi Yehuda said, just like the 7 days of Yom Tif need 4 things. The 4 things are bracha, lina, carbon, and shear. So too the 8th day needs its own 4 things, and therefore 8th day, it distinguishes 8th day as its own Yom Tif. It needs its own carbon, lina, bracha, and shear. 8th day. So the Gemara does not know what, and that's how he knows it's a regular b'fnei atzman. It's a Yom Tov on its own. So now the Gemara concludes and says, "My lav, zman, isn't bracha referring to zman? Isn't bracha when it says bracha? When it says bracha, isn't that referring to zman?" And I wrote on the side, it's a raya that you say shechianu on the 8th day. The Gemara answers, "Loi birchas hamazon." It's referring to birchas hamazon with tefillah. Yalav yavayim birchas hamazon and tefillah. Hachinami mistavra. This second approach is more logical. It makes sense. Mistavra, it makes more sense. These sal kadaitach zman, because if you think that it really means shechianu, make a dash. Zman kol shiva mi'ika. Zman is your shechianu the first 7 days. The statement of the Gemara before was just like the first 7 days need bracha, so to the last day needs bracha. 7 days need shechianu. The Gemara says, and so therefore it makes sense that it's not talking about shechianu. It says,
by the way, according to the sheet that we said like 4 while ago, that says that you make one bracha on all 7 days, then it does.
perhaps. Oh, so one second, hold on. Hold like kasha, says the Gemara. That's not a question. That's not a question. Meaning you want to try and say, 7 days it can't be shechianu. That's not a good question. Hold like kasha. That doesn't bother us. Dash. Really, you do make shechianu all 7 days. What does it mean? Obviously not every day. It means the Eloi Baruch Idna. If you don't make a bracha on the first day, mevarach lamachar, make a bracha the next day. So really, it could be shechianu. Again, really, it could be shechianu. You want to bring a raya that it has to be yalav yavai because it doesn't make sense to make shechianu the first 7 days. Nah. You could make shechianu. Why? The Eloi Baruch Idna. If you don't make a bracha on the first day, shechianu mevarach lamachar, you make a bracha the next day, or any other of the 7 days. Clear?
It's not a kasha.
It's not a kasha. So
yeah,
so we have no raya. It could be either one. It could still be shechianu.
So what are we left off with? That there's no, according to this number, there's no reason, there's no raya that they would make Yalbi.
Exactly. There's no. Yeah, you're right. We have no proof that the 8. We have no proof either way right now.
Right.
The 8th day could be shechianu or yalav yavai. We have no proof either way. Amazing. Says the Gemara. So the Gemara wants milkam v'akayim. Still, so the Gemara is trying to say, trying to challenge the shechianu question, halacha. The Milkam is still kais binan. You need a kais for shechianu. The Gemara is trying to say, is it really a shechianu? You need a kais for shechianu. I was looking into this. It comes up a lot in Arvei Pesachim. When a person makes a bracha, many brachas we make on a cup of wine. And ideally, we make kiddush and shechianu together on a cup of wine. Wine, when you have wine, when you do anything on a cup of wine, it makes whatever you're doing much more chashiv. A bracha, just to say it like that, when you pick up a cup of wine, it makes that bracha all the more chashiv. Kiddush, you say on a yayin. Kiddush, you really don't. It's not why kiddush. We have drushes in the pasuk. But anytime you do anything, when you bench is a chashiv, a mitzvah. Do it on a cup of wine, and that's why some people are makbid. If they have 10 people, some people have 3, even 3 people, they'll use a cup of wine. It makes the bracha much more chashiv.
Only 10.
So that's the thing. Some people even do 3. Some people even do 3. So on a cup of wine. So the Gemara right now is going that even a shechianu, the Gemara is going now also that a shechianu would also need a cup of wine. Says the Gemara.
Every shechianu has to have a cup of wine?
Yeah, and look at this. And become bakim kais binan. You need a cup of wine for shechianu. You ready for this? Oh, it's and here right now. I'll tell you on the side. And a footnote. And people don't have wine accessible during Chol Hamoed.
We didn't say chol. We said you don't have to say
If you
chol.
don't,
Period.
I know they don't have wine accessible. Meaning wine was very scarce. So you're telling me that if they don't make a shechianu on the first day, they'll make it on the 4th day, the 5th day. But people don't have extra wine available on Chol Hamoed. So how can we say shechianu on the other 6 days?
What does it mean you need wine for shechianu?
It means that a shechianu is a important bracha, and the minhag
What's
was.
an example of a shechianu with the kais? So
No, it means when you make kiddush, you say first night you make the shechianu. Why do you make the shechianu then? Because that is make it when you're doing kiddush. It doesn't even do with kiddush.
doesn't use man yalav yavai.
Right, exactly. No, right now we're going back and forth. Is it when it says bracha? Does it mean Zman, which is shechianu,
right,
or does it mean yalav yavai? So right now we're trying to challenge it. Can it really be shechianu? Shechianu needs to be done on a kais, and wine wasn't available throughout Yom Tov.
Yeah, whether it was available or not, halacha is halacha.
So the Gemara thinks practically, we're trying to say it can't really be shechianu because the Mishnah would have told us to make a shechianu on another day because you don't have wine available. Interesting that the practicality should affect the halacha.
Right. So
that the Gemara said you're right. It's the Gemara's answer will say we'll lema.
Wait, so what's
Oh,
the
you
question?
we're making a lulav
What
right
is the
now.
question?
So how can you suggest that it would be a shechianu? So how can you suggest
because
that
there's no wine.
It would be impossible to make shechianu. So says the Gemara, lema misayeya le Rav Nachman. Perhaps let us suggest this. Chaim.
Two separate.
Lema misayeya le Rav Nachman. Let us say that it's a raya to Rav Nachman. Meaning, okay, you want to say it is a shechianu? Lema misayeya le Rav Nachman. Let us say that it's a raya to Rav Nachman. The Rav Nachman says Zaman Shechianu Oimra. You can say it afilu b'shok, even in the marketplace without wine.
Oh, okay.
A new fruit.
All right, and now let's go on. Make a dash.
You could say it in the marketplace.
Marketplace is figuratively. He doesn't really mean. He does mean it marketplace, but it's a way of saying that you don't need a cup of wine. Marketplace is a place where people don't have a cup of wine. So then, in as much as you want to insist that it's a shechianu, then it's a raya.
You still say shechianu without the wine.
Yes. So then it must be a raya that you make a shechianu. Because look at the Gemara further. The amrid, because the amrid being a kais. If you want to say that you need a kais. I mean, you want to say shechianu and make it and a kais, make a dash. Kais kol yuma meika. Is wine available every day? So it must be right. Like you want to say shechianu. And shechianu is impossible to make. You don't have wine. Oh, so it must be that you're not going to use wine. So it must be right to Rav Nachman. Mar says, "Oh, slow down. Dilma, maybe the iklule kais. Maybe you got a hold of wine."
What can you say
What,
about
the
the
right
fruit?
term, not then what?
And so we thought it's a right to Rav Nachman. You don't need a cup of wine.
There's no ayanta?
Yeah.
Some akid that if you have wine,
Why
you
is
have
that?
No, but now
Wine
the Gemara's
is
answering. No, maybe you do need wine. Wine all 7 days you have. No, we're talking about when you got a hold of wine. In that case, you'd make a shechianu.
No, but in that case, if I didn't make it with the wine, it would be a mag. It would be mag.
Yes.
It chance upon
Yes.
wine.
If you don't hold of Rav Nachman you can make it without a cup of wine.
If you don't have wine, then
You chance upon a cup of wine.
Upon wine.
I mean, you got a hold of some wine during Yom Tov.
Yeah, but you know.
Your neighbor came over to you and he had extra wine and he doesn't need it. So he said, "Oh, great! I didn't make a shechianu yet. Can I use your wine, shechianu?"
So what happens if the 7th day rolls around and he hasn't gotten wine? What does he do then?
For what do you mean? For what?
No, because you haven't
You want
gotten
to
it.
be able to make a shechianu?
You're
You told me
fine.
shechianu without wine.
Shechianu needs to have a cup of wine. That's what Rav Nachman holds not.
Oh, okay.
But Rabbi Sai, 1 second. So 1 second. Look at this. Look at this footnote of Shmuel, and this will explain it. When-
How about shechianu lulav? You don't make
Rav Nachman is like a side note. So the Gemara is answering that you got a hold of some wine. So the footnote is, so when we said shechianu all 7 days,
What's
all-
the footnote on which one?
the end of the Gemara.
Last
So right
line.
now we could conclude, 1 second, Baruch Yamaskim, we could conclude that this is the way we listen to this conclusion and tell me if this makes sense. When we said 7 days of bracha, it's referring to shechianu, where you got a hold of wine.
Right.
That's it. So exactly, you got that? So when we said bracha, it means shechianu, where you got a hold of wine.
What's that?
When we said bracha all 7 days, it means shechianu when you got a hold of wine.
But we end up.
You asking him about
we end
that
up
line?
The original raya stands.
When we said shechianu all 7 days, excuse me, when we said bracha all 7 days, it did mean shechianu. In a case where you got a hold of wine. You must remember that for no?
But there's wine.
Wait. I want to just this got to get in.
Who's
The
this
original
according
raya to Rabbi Yochanan stands.
This is who's this according to?
1 second, hold on.
Stop.
Who's this according to?
What do you know who's it going to do?
According to Reb Nachman, who says you don't need wine to make.
We're bringing out the child in a minute, by the way. We're not going to do the chazara. It's not.
According to Reb Nachman, that says you don't need.
What?
It's
According
on
to Reb
Reb
Nachman,
Nachman.
that says you don't. Who says you don't need?
But Nachman was the one who said you can make a shechianu without a price.
So you're making it the first day anyways, because if you don't have wine, you're still making it the first day.
Whenever you would make it. We're talking about a case of someone who forgot, let's say.
I think we're saying that this isn't a Rahman with the you found the case on
It
the
can't
show.
be a
according
case
to
of-
Rahman.
No.
No, 'cause if
no.
you-
Nachman holds you don't need the case.
So
Because
what's
you're
the
making
name?
it the
So
first day.
I'll tell
either
you.
way, whether
I'll
have
tell you.
wine or
1
not.
second. Ellie, are you with us, Ellie?
Yeah.
Full force like Donnie.
Donnie, of course.
Who the heck is that?
I got Ellie's brother my share.
And a
Really?
rummy. And a rummy.
And his brother.
He's lower, he's a much
And I gotta tell you something. This brother is knocking
It's
away.
like the Sukkah family.
I think
I
one
think that
second.
family
Hold
should be
on.
honored by Kinyan Hamasechta.
The voice say 1 second. Listen. 1 second. Hold on. Wait 1 minute. Hold on. Chevro, 1 minute. I want to hear this outside.
Ninth grade B'kiyas shir.
The voice say listen to
Is it
this.
Shurs?
No, that's where his brother is.
Brothers in Shari Torah.
The voice say listen for 1 minute, please. Chevro, listen for 1 minute. I have one raya. This is what we want, Rabbi say. Listen for a minute, please.
The goal.
But Ellie, listen and listen to it outside. Listen to it outside. Listen to it outside. You ready for this? Listen to this. Rabbi Yehuda said that just like the first 7 days of Yom Tov have their own bracha, lina, carbon, and shear, so do the 8th day has its own bracha. Period. The Gemara want to know what does it mean its own bracha. What doesn't it mean?
Yeah.
Doesn't it mean Shechianu? And that's a raya that the 8th day has. Beautiful. That's a raya to Rabbi Yochanan. You ask him?
Someone's saying, yeah, but you don't need one.
Says in the Gemara. Oh, wait, no, you jumped in 1 second. I backed up. Says in the Gemara. No. It really means what? It really means Yalav Yavon. Says the Gemara. Yalav Yavon makes more sense. Why? Why does Yalav Yavon make more sense? Because if you thought it means Shechianu,
You can make it. You should write it.
can you make a Shechianu all 7 days? You don't make Shechianu 7 days. The Gemara says no. That's not a kasha. What do you mean? If you don't make on the first, make on the second, third, or fourth. The 7 days is possible to make Shechianu.
Just because.
But then the Gemara says, wait, still, is it really Shechianu? If it's Shechianu, you need a cup of wine. And you cannot get a hold of a cup of wine all 7 days. Says it, so what? So the Gemara says, so you don't need wine? Is it a riot? So you're going to say that, maybe you're going to say it's a riot to Rav Nachman. So let it be a riot to Rav Nachman that you can make a Shechianu without wine. Meaning you want to insist that it's a Shechianu, then it must be a riot to Rav Nachman. They don't what? Yes, it must be a riot to Rav Nachman. They don't need, you don't need a cup of wine for Shechianu. The Gemara says no, but if we really don't hold Rav Nachman, and you do need a cup of wine.
Even if you held like Rav Nachman, then you would be making it on the first day, so you wouldn't be making
No,
it
but we're
all
talking about a
7
case where
days.
if someone forgot on the first.
No, the case is that you were saying that it's not that he forgot; it's the fact that you don't have wine, so you're waiting until you have wine.
No, that's an additional step. If you forgot on the first, second, or third day, now comes the 4th day. How can you think make Shechianu Chalamoid? Chalamoid, you don't have wine. You need to have wine. You need to have wine to make the Shechianu. So still, it doesn't make sense.
So how did you forget in the first place? I'm confused.
Oh,
by that.
a guy forgot to make Shechianu. His wife told him, "You ever make Shechianu?" That's what we're talking about. No, a guy forgot to make Shechianu. And we're saying it's possible to make Shechianu on the 3rd, 4th, or 5th day if you forgot. So the Gemara is saying, it's possible. So the Gemara is saying, wait, you need a cup of wine. You don't have a cup of wine. So, it must be right to Rav Nachman. You want to say Shechianu, so it's right to Rav Nachman. You don't need a cup of wine for Shechianu. So the Gemara says, no. We got hold of a cup of wine. So really, it could be Shechianu. You need a cup of wine for Shechianu. Also, if you're gonna make it on the 4th day, you got hold of a cup of wine. It could be Shechianu. Meir, it's good. Shmuel, it's good.
Okay, according to Rav Nachman,
Everybody's to the children. Let's go.
go to Chachamim. I buy a new suit. I need a cup of wine all of a sudden.
Yes.
I get really.
Yeah. No, you don't pass.